Hello, Christian.
Hello, Brennan.
Would you consider yourself a fan of Marvel?
In my own words, heck yeah, I would consider myself a fan of Marvel.
Has the MCU impacted you?
It's really empowered me as an individual. I feel like I can accomplish my dreams, do anything I imagine. As I watch those heroes battle those evil villains up on that big screen, it makes me feel stronger, faster, smarter, greater as an individual.
Which Marvel superhero do you see yourself as the most?
You know, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I feel I am a Captain America 24/7, 365. He is one who stands up to his ideals and fights for what he believes in, and I believe I see that in myself, which makes me feel even better as a person as I watch him accomplish great things on the big screen.
What achievements of Captain America do you see in yourself, or what achievements of your own do you see in Captain America?
Well, Captain America, being the golden-hearted individual that he is, helps anyone he sees that is in dire need, and I feel as though that perfectly describes me. As if I see anyone in need of assistance, I will help them in any way I can, much as Captain America does.
What would you consider to be the most influential Marvel movie since the cinematic universe was established?
It's tough. There are so many different movies. But me being a Captain America fan and seeing myself in Captain America, the most influential would have to be the first Avenger, which is a film that gives a backstory or an origin story for our boy Captain America, showing what he went through before his grand transformation and his path to becoming the first Avenger.
In your opinion, is it important to watch a Marvel movie at the theater?
I do believe that it is very important to watch a Marvel movie in theaters, as it greater expands on the immersion that you experience as you delve into the deep, deep ocean that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
So, which Marvel movie defined your expectations the most?
Ooh, that is a very good question. I would have to say it would definitely be the first Avengers, as it solidifies the coming together, the creation of a team that all fight for one goal. That goal being the protection of Earth, the Earth that we all live on and that we call home.
What were your expectations going into that movie?
Well, I expected the stories of each individual Avenger being now it didn't have to be touched upon deeply, as that wasn't the entire point of the film, but the fact that they were able to introduce each character in a relatively digestible format really just added a flair to that film.
So, which MCU movie, in your opinion, had the best special effects?
Ooh, the best special effects would probably have to be Ant-Man. Now, it'd be the first Ant-Man, because it dives into the shrinking and the expansion of one Ant-Man, or Scott Lang as he is called. That is his normal identity that he assumes when he is not Ant-Man. Their use of CGI to imitate the shrinking down to a small size, and also the growing of that, just really added so much to the film. And it really just, once they started talking about the quantum realm and all these other great terms, it just adds so much to the immersion.
Were the Marvel movies important in your experience in becoming as deep a fan as you are, or did you have prerequisite comic book knowledge that made these films more fulfilling for you?
Me, I am what you would call a geek. So I did have prior knowledge, whether it be MCU, any other comic book knowledge of that feeling, of that vibe. So it really did help my immersion and the great feelings of adventure and thrill that I got from the comics and other forms of media, besides the movies.
So if you had to guess, how many Marvel superheroes in total do you think there are?
Ooh, there are so many. There have to be, there's so many. There are plenty. But if I had to give a guesstimate, if you will, it'd probably be, I'd say around probably 9,000 to 10,000 characters. There are so many different forms of media, so many different forms of heroes, so many different backstories. It's really easy to get lost in it all. There are mountains upon mountains of information that you can delve into.
When you say 9 to 10,000, do you mean characters with superpowers and superhuman abilities, or
Yes.
just characters total?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They Marvel in and of themselves, whether it be comics, as that is what most of the MCU is based off of. There's so many superheroes. It's darn near impossible if you track them all.
I assume in that estimation you're including variants of, say, the average Spider-Man or Batman.
That would be without the variants. If you're including the variants, there are quite possibly millions.
Understood. How does the inclusion of more diverse heroes affect the way that you watch the MCU?
I think it shows that Marvel is willing to bring in different ethnicity, different people of shape, sizes, color, just everything. It really just expands the universe and doesn't it makes it feel less dull and less singlified, if you will.
If you were to use Christian Speaks His Mind as a platform to speak directly to the creators of Marvel and things involved, what would you say?
Well, first off, I would say that you need to stop focusing on just making money. Now, obviously, you need money to produce said films and get your media out there. However, if you focus solely on making money, it will dull the experience for the Marvel fans. Now, there are some Marvel fans who, no matter what is put out there, they will take it to their grave saying that Marvel cannot produce a blunder of any kind. Now, you can also ask others their opinion, and some would say that they would agree, some would say that they would hard disagree. The answers are really infinite. However, I think you need to kind of while it is great that you're basing your films off of the comics, not every single individual will be wanting to read said comics. So if you want to bring in an even larger audience, it would be great to not make it to where you would need comic knowledge to fully enjoy the film.
And finally, if you'd like to use Christian Speaks His Mind as a platform to speak to fellow Marvel fans, is there anything you want to say?
What I would like to say is this: dream big, but keep your expectations on a cool cruise.